There's only one that can do what Caitlin Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her. On the court, what she did, and I don't know if you saw, Indiana Fever yesterday posted this clip of Caitlin, and the caption was just her accolades, and it took 5 minutes to read. And I'm like, girl, do you want to chill at all? She doesn't know.
Zero. And listen, I think this is probably the easiest decision to make.
There's no one like Caitlin Clark in the world of basketball. For true basketball purists, she's a rare talent who commands attention in a way that's simply unmatched. What she's achieved this season is beyond impressive, and if you missed it, the Indiana Fever recently shared a video highlighting her accolades. It took 5 minutes to read through all of them, and that's not even the full story. Clark's accomplishments go far beyond expectations. The truth is, this is the easiest decision to make. Caitlin Clark is rewriting the playbook on what it means to be a basketball superstar. After a season that already had fans and analysts in awe, she's managed to outdo herself once again. Her latest feat? Crushing records in a way that hasn't been seen in recent memory. And here's the kicker, Clark hasn't even put on her sneakers.
Caitlin Clark is the face, the head honcho of the WNBA. Quite frank, I don't know how the this is still in existence, but she is bringing butts to the seat, and that's all that matters. She's marketable. She got charisma.
She's already swept some of the most prestigious awards in the sports world, earning titles like Times Athlete of the Year, SBJ's Business Athlete of the Year, and AP Female Athlete of the Year. These aren't just basketball awards. They span the entire realm of athletics, cementing her as one of the most dominant and influential figures in sports today.
You're not even close talent-wise, though. Let's keep it real, right? It's obvious she's jealous of Caitlin. Every interview, every tweet, everything is about Caitlin. I haven't yet to see Caitlin even respond to her yet. When we talk about, like, Angel saying that she had a part of it, I get what she's saying, but she seeked that attention, right? And then we did all this, that wasn't even to that team. She was seeking for it. She kept trying to find her to do this to her, get the attention.
She's redefining what it means to be a superstar in modern sports. Her achievements go far beyond the court, and she set a new standard for what it takes to be a household name in athletics. Caitlin Clark has taken the basketball world by storm, and it's hard to believe how much attention she's drawn, especially considering some of the drama around her success. Let's be honest, she's bringing
most of her attention she's earned from outside of the game. When I watch her play, I mean, does that look special? You think people are coming to attendance to see some rebounds? Cool, so 11 points per game, that's the 5th highest on her team. Well, that's cool. So when we look at the attendance, like who's really watching the games, right? She said Angels team, right, in Chicago. And their attendance, 6,000, 6,000, 12,000, 9,000, 8,000, 8,000, and then 17,000. Whoa, why was it 17,000? Who she played? Who think she played? Caitlin.
The energy she brings to the game? It's undeniable. Her charisma is magnetic, and her talent has everyone talking. But not everyone celebrating her achievements. Enter Angel Reese, whose reactions to Clark's success have raised some eyebrows. Reese doesn't just disagree with Clark's recognition, she's dismissing it outright. So, is she simply refusing to acknowledge greatness, or is there something deeper at play?
I tell you who the is not marketable is this Reese, who seems to feel like people are going to games to see her. She's flabbergasted on why she's not being marketed. You go to this girl TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media she has. I did a little stalking, and you know what the she reminds me of? Megan Thee Stallion. Yeah, that's who she reminds me of. Hot girl summer turn up.
Let's get into it. Caitlin Clark's latest achievements are no fluke. They're the product of a season that has completely redefined what it means to have a breakout year in the WNBA. Her stats, her poise, and her ability to deliver in the clutch make her dominance undeniable. Curious how she pulled it all off? Don't worry, we're about to break it down.
But we just have to understand that when a transformational figure enters the fray, you got to pause and then isolate and compartmentalize and give them the love that they're due. And in this case, it belongs to Caitlin Clark.
Her records and impact on the game speak for themselves. Reese, on the other hand, seems to focus more on social media and creating drama than on matching Clark's achievements on the court. And speaking of attention, Clark's ability to market herself and turn her talent into a cultural phenomenon is off the charts. As for Reese, despite the attention she's generated, it's been more about her presence off the court, which might not translate into lasting value for the league. Now, when you look at the numbers,
it's been hard for me, but adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of like just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Caitlin Clark is box office. She is a star. If Angel Reese was older, I would have gotten on her about what she just said. because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. She's only 22.
Rewriting the WNBA history book. In just her rookie season, she shattered 62 records. Not just broke them, obliterated them. Her achievements are nothing short of jaw-dropping. This is a player who isn't just changing the game, she's defining it. Most players dream of breaking 1 or 2 records, but Clark isn't here to dream. She's here to make history. And her success isn't just about numbers. It's about the wins, the team impact, and the cultural shift she's brought to the WNBA. Clark has helped turn the Indiana Fever's fortunes around, guiding them to their first playoff spot in nearly a decade. It's one thing to be a standout player, it's another to reshape the future of an entire franchise. Her influence extends far beyond the court. Caitlin Clark has sparked a 500% increase in WNBA merchandise sales. That's right, 500%. Attendance is soaring, and more fans are tuning in to watch the games than ever before. This isn't just about basketball, it's about a movement that's taking over the sports world. Even experts are comparing her to Michael Jordan, noting how she's revolutionized.
This is a phenomenon. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenon.
Similar to how Jordan transformed the NBA. Let's talk numbers. Clark's presence in Indiana alone is estimated to have brought in $36 million to the local economy. That's the kind of impact that gets attention. And the ripple effect is being felt league-wide, with projections showing women's professional basketball could grow by $1.6 billion in the next 3 years thanks to stars like Clark. This is game-changing, not just for her, but for the entire sport.
Well enough that in 1984, when Michael Jordan came into the NBA, the ratings in the NBA were not great. Chicago Stadium was, a third full. He's getting the lion's share of the attention. The games are now getting all of his games are on TV. And he just was a polarizing figure. And Tiger Woods was like that when he went to the PGA as well. He changed the total economics of golf the same way Michael Jordan changed the financial economics of the NBA.
But Caitlin Clark's value goes beyond just statistics. It's about what she brings to her team, the league, and the future of women's basketball as a whole. Her impact is far-reaching, and her brand of basketball is something fans just can't get enough of. And while Clark's career continues to rise, it's hard to ignore the so-called rivalry with Angel Reese that has dominated headlines. Is it really a rivalry? When one player is breaking records and leading her team to new heights, and the other seems to be more focused on stirring up drama, it's hard to call it a competition. The truth is, Caitlin Clark's dominance is undeniable, and she's changing the game in ways
I'm going to look at this the way I did with Michael Jordan. Now, she's not the Michael Jordan of her sport as far as athleticism, playing, dominating. But A'ja Wilson is the best player in the game. Not even a debate. But I'm talking about value now. Value to a franchise, value to a league, getting your team in the playoffs. They had the #1 pick. They were the worst team last year. And there is value that I can attach.
Clark's greatness versus Angel Reese's narrative. Clark's unprecedented impact. Caitlin Clark's rookie season was nothing short of historic. With accolades like Rookie of the Year and a spot on the All-WNBA first team, she's elevated the visibility of women's basketball and shattered multiple records. Her presence in the sport has brought new fans and generated mainstream conversation. The rivalry, while Clark stays focused on her game, media
talking about value. Michael Jordan was the most valuable player every single year because of what he meant to his team and what he meant to the league. And, oh, by the way, winning 6 titles. Can't argue with that. Caitlin Clark may not win titles. Las Vegas is still a great team. But the fact that she is doing what she's doing and at a very high level, it's now commonplace where she'll go for 26 and 12. I mean, those are great numbers for any player, no matter how long you've been in the league.
Public reactions and the media's emphasis on their interactions have sparked debates, especially on whether skill or drama truly drives fan interest in the sport. Key question: is the media's focus on their rivalry a genuine reflection of athletic competition, or is it a carefully crafted spectacle aimed at boosting ratings? 2. Media attention and the race conversation. Spotlight and inequity.
You're not marketable because of the way you present yourself. Oh, look at me. I'm hot girl summer. Hi, turn that girl. Like, go sit your ass down. People are only looking at you because you're competing with Caitlin. If there's a game, they're showing up for Caitlin, not for you. Focus on your game. That's what you need to do.
Disparities in media coverage. Some have raised valid questions about whether Clark's mainstream success is overshadowing black athletes who may not receive the same recognition. Key questions. Is Caitlin Clark's success unintentionally marginalizing black athletes in terms of media attention? How can the WNBA ensure that all players, regardless of race, receive equitable opportunities and recognition? Clark.
You want to know why? Because she got that MJ mentality. She in there training nonstop. That's why she busting threes out. Meanwhile, you on TikTok.
Development and her team's success. She has avoided engaging in public disputes, which might serve as a valuable model for how athletes can navigate pressure and criticism in a hyper-connected world. 3. The debate on marketing strategies. Superstar versus team dynamics. While some argue that too much focus on Clark could undermine the team-first ethos of basketball, there's no denying her individual brilliance has brought unmatched attention to the sport. Her stardom has created a larger platform for the WNBA, drawing in fans who might not have paid attention otherwise. A'ja Wilson's critique. A'ja Wilson has spoken out about systemic inequities in how black athletes are celebrated compared to their...
So my whole thing was like, when I got drafted, number 7. So I'm like, cool, like the pressure is not even on me because I'm drafted 7, so the pressure shouldn't be up there. So I'm like, all right, cool, I can just hoop. I'm like, all right, cool.
It's because you started killing it.
Well, yeah.
And they're like, oh,
I'm still a rookie. I'm still figuring it out. Trying to figure
inclusive marketing strategies that celebrate the diverse talent pool in the WNBA. 4. Impact on the WNBA and women's basketball. Clark as a transformative force. Caitlin Clark isn't just a talented player, she's a game changer. Her success has proven that women's basketball can captivate audiences just as much as men's sports. Her ability to draw in fans, elevate the profile of the WNBA, and spark conversations has been a transformative force for the league. Reese's role. Angel Reese's social media presence and often controversial statements may divide opinions.
Angel Reese, there's nothing that she does where you go, did you see her? Other than she plays really, really hard, and I liken her game to Moses Malone. Moses Malone was relentless. So it's not that I don't appreciate who she is or how she plays. There is no one like Caitlin Clark. In the history of the WNBA.
Women's basketball a must-watch topic. Her persona, whether you love it or hate it, adds an element of intrigue and tension that fuels the conversation around the sport. 5. Broader implications. The growth of the league, the media coverage, rivalries, and controversies, while at times polarizing, are doing what the WNBA has struggled with for years, making people talk about it. These moments, whether in the form of drama or rivalry, build the kind of stakes that engage fans and keep them coming back. Challenges ahead. The WNBA faces the challenge of balancing its promotion of individual stars like Caitlin Clark.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
That skinny white girl was the best thing that ever happened to the WNBA. She's already the most exciting and entertaining player in the league, the entire league, the one you can't take your eyes off
of the league's entire talent pool. Ensuring that all players receive proper attention and respect is essential for the league's long-term growth and sustained fan engagement. Takeaway. The conversation surrounding Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and the evolving landscape of women's sports reflect larger societal discussions about race, recognition, and how leagues grow in a competitive media environment. Whether you support Clark, Reese, or simply love basketball, one thing is clear: this moment marks a pivotal turning point for women's sports. What's your take? Is the media focus on Clark and Reese helping or hurting the WNBA? Does it risk overshadowing other talented players, or is it pushing the league forward by bringing much-needed attention? Record-breaking success. Caitlin Clark's ability to break records and set new standards for excellence in women's basketball is shaping her legacy. She's not just rewriting the history books, she's defining what it means to be a basketball legend in the modern era. Broader impact. Beyond individual accomplishments, her role in elevating the visibility, popularity, and respect for women's basketball on a national and global scale. Marketing challenges. The WNBA's struggle between showcasing one superstar versus promoting the league as a whole, and how Clark's emergence ignites that conversation. Rivalry with Angel Reese, the media and fan fascination with their competitive dynamic, which has brought added attention to the sport. Future outlook. The belief that Clark's career trajectory will redefine the gold standard for the WNBA and inspire a new generation. Key questions raised. Is Clark's spotlight beneficial for the sport as a whole? While her brilliance undeniably draws attention, some argue the need to balance the focus to elevate more players. What's next for the WNBA? Can it capitalize on this momentum, grow its fan base, and reach new heights as it enters what could be a Caitlin Clark era? Do you agree? If you're crafting a response, you might reflect on whether you believe individual superstars like Clark are key to growing women's sports, how rivalries and narratives in sports contribute to fan engagement, the role of leagues in striking a balance between showcasing talent and building a sustainable brand.